2016 Renault Grand Scenic 1.6 dCi 130 Dynamique S Nav first drive. With its unique blend of Gallic flair, impressive versatility and hatchback-rivalling dynamics, the Renault Scenic came to define the compact MPV sector when it was first released back in 1996. Now, 2 decades on, Renault hopes to recapture some of that initial success with its all-new 7-seater, but that won't be an easy task considering the current state of the MPV market. A lot can change in 20 years, and the sector Renault once dominated has been driven almost into the ground by competitive PCP deals and the fact that consumers have become increasingly image-conscious. Why have a middling MPV when you could have a much more fashionable SUV instead? First impressions are positive. By borrowing design cues from the handsome 2011 R-Space concept, the new Scenic, with its high waistline, sloping roof and distinctive lighting signatures, looks like a more cohesive package than the decidedly fussy Picasso. And combined with 40 mm more ground clearance, a 20 mm wider body and a 32 mm longer wheelbase, it also promises more usable interior space than the car it replaces. We recently tested Renault's 1.5-liter diesel engine in the 5-seat Scenic and found it to be a rather weak unit that lacked low-down grunt. Thankfully, there are no such problems with a more powerful 128 bhp 1.6-liter diesel. With maximum torque achieved at 1,750 revolutions per minute, the motor pulls strongly from low revs and, unlike the 1.5, keeps performing well until it reaches its peak power at 4,000 revolutions per minute. That said, we suspect that if the car is fully loaded, the 6-speed manual gearbox will still need to be worked hard. A 6-speed automatic is optional, but that shouldn't be a hardship because the clutch is light and the shift itself is relatively slick. The same can be said for the ride, however. Despite Renault's claims about specially designed sidewalls and cleverly tweaked suspension, there is simply no way to hide the impact of those whopping 20-inch wheels. At low speeds the car feels fidgety and unsettled, there's significant bump thump from potholes and ruts, and at high speeds the road noise can become genuinely grating. Ultimately, if you value comfort and refinement, the Grand Picasso is a better resolved machine. 7-seaters often have limited space in the third row and the Grand Scenic is no exception. The middle row of seats moves forward in one swift movement, making access relatively easy, but once back there you'll find that leg and head space is at an absolute premium. Unless you have very young children, the rear seats are only suitable for the shortest of journeys. A VW Touran this is not. The Grand Scenic does offer more in the way of cubby holes, however. There are 4 in the floor, a massive sliding center console on the top 3 trims and a filing cabinet-style glove box, plus handy picnic tables on the back of the front seats for most models. It also comes with 2 USB ports and a central storage bin in the rear, making it ideal for families on the go.